Those red tracking lasers must be giving my position to the drones. If I don't take them offline, I'll never get to Dr. Watts' lab.
It's time to introduce a new move. We can shoot impact webbing while we're in the air. That's one of the biggest additions to combat in Enter Electro, and it is super useful because, you know, now we can shoot web balls while moving. This lets us make much greater use of Spider-Man's agility and employ hit-and-run tactics.
Look, if you let me go now, I promise I'll come back and play tomorrow!
The goal of this level is to turn off all the signal transmitters, which are actually just giant red beams that point straight at us. After we disable them, all the drones will stop following us and we can leave.
4 more to go.
The issue with this level, though, is not the drones. We need to worry about these turrets. The laser turrets in this level are a slightly reworked asset from the original Spider-Man 2000. They still hurt a whole lot, and a stealthy approach is the best way to get around their death lasers. Our second best bet is using our environment for cover, and if that's not working, then we just need to jump out of the way, though that's by far the most difficult option considering the lasers home in on us instantly. We can also destroy the generators that spawn the drones if we want to, but I find just booking it works much better. The less time you spend around these laser turrets, the better. Spider-Man makes a couple quips in this level about how he's the only hero who has to put up with stuff like this.
One more left. I'm not your problem, guys. Honest!
And I'm glad the writers never forget that that's part of what makes Spider-Man so relatable as a character.
You wouldn't do this to War Machine, would you? Looks like that did it. Now what happened in here? Well, let's hope the computers came through undamaged. Bingo! I'm in! Huh. Blah, 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 yada, yada. Huh. Sapphires, huh? Oh, now I see. Where is anyone gonna get a jewel that size? Just my luck. A construction site. Hey, wait a minute. Sandman is vulnerable to water, and that looks like a water pump. If I can get the pressure high enough, maybe I can make mud pies out of our little friend here.
I love this boss fight. It makes Sandman feel so powerful and yet so vulnerable. Now let's hide away from him on top of this construction tower. Surely we're safe up here. Okay, so maybe he caused a minor tremor. But if we make it all the way to the top, we'll be safe. Okay, hurt a little bit, but we're mostly safe up here. Okay, the crane fell down. Still mostly safe. He can't reach us up here. I mean, what's he gonna do? Knock down the entire structure?
Ooh, I bet that hurt.
So as I was saying, this level does a really good job demonstrating Sandman's power and his vulnerability. For example, as soon as he runs into that water, he's useless. But outside of this water, he's capable of tearing down buildings. I love that they put that construction building there just so you could watch Sandman tear it down. That's the only purpose it serves. You think, okay, that looks like a safe place to hide, but no. Sandman is a ruthless goddamn wrecking ball, and there is no escape. There is only jumping. Each time we turn that pressure valve, we have to wait a little bit for the pressure to build, and then we turn a water pipe, as you saw earlier, so we can drown Sandman. Of course, we need to pound him while he's wet. The water by itself doesn't hurt him. The tricky part is luring Sandman into the water, because he does have some very effective long-range maneuvers. Unfortunately for him, one of his strengths is also his weakness. He can dematerialize and rematerialize in any spot, just like he could last time we saw him. But we can also use that to make him materialize right into the water. And as has already been thoroughly demonstrated, there is no place to hide from him. He can teleport behind us if we try to hide behind something, and if we're standing on top of something, he'll just use his giant sand fist to stretch out and punch us. I can't imagine a much better Sandman boss fight than this. All of the bosses in this game are formidable, and the game makes you respect their strength. But this one is my favorite. Like, the boss fights in Spider-Man 2000 wish they were this good.
I almost feel sorry.
Ow. This is one of very few full 3D games that Vicarious Visions has developed. And I consider it to be their magnum opus for this Sandman boss fight, among some other reasons. Because not only did they show so much thorough respect to the material, and managed to make the boss fights twice as engaging and make the game twice as varied as its predecessor, but they set a standard so high with this game that they were unable to ever achieve it again. Many, many years after this, they developed Spider-Man 3 for the PS2, which wasn't the main console version of Spider-Man 3, but a lot of people played it regardless. And that game also contained a Sandman boss fight. And I think comparing the two boss fights really helps bring out just how good this game is. Does this boss fight go on a little bit long? Yeah, for sure. But it also gave me a chance to ramble about how awesome this game is and how much I respect Vicarious Visions. And really, why else would you be watching this besides to watch someone talk about how cool Spider-Man games are?
Nighty-night, Sandman. Looks like security's made it to the lab. I think I got what I needed anyway. Huh? You gotta be kidding me! Oh, great. Just great. Well, I could hope that Electro can't read, but I guess you could have someone do that for him. Hope I'm not too late getting to that museum. What do I do about the doctor, though? Electro probably still needs the doctor to show him how the device works, so she should be safe for now. Let's hope Electro's as dim as he looks.
Gotta tell the boss. Gotta tell the boss.
Fist-sized gem. Why would you create a device that relies on something that not only doesn't exist, but cannot be made by man? There must be something you are not telling me, good doctor, and I want to know what it is!
Boss, look!
Tonight. We hit the museum tonight. And this time, that meddlesome bug won't be able to stop me.